Welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to meet a woman who had an 80-year-long affair with the most powerful man in France. She didn't just steal his heart, she stole his throne. This is the unbelievable story of Madame de Pompadour and her rise to power. The year is 1751. King Louis XV is the most powerful man in the country. He is also a bit of a control freak. Every day he wakes up at 10 a.m. precisely, has breakfast with his mistress, and then gets down to the business of ruling a nation. He's been doing this for years, mostly alone, ignoring his wife and throwing extravagant parties where everyone has to wear pink. One would think that nothing could possibly change his routine, but they'd be wrong. Enter Jeanne Antoinette Poisson. She was born in 1721, the same year that King Louis XV took the throne. By the time she was 20, she was already a well-known beauty in Paris, famous for her wit and charm. She was also married to a wealthy man twice her age. But all that is about to change when she meets the king. It happens at one of his infamous pink parties. The two lock eyes across the room, and it's love at first sight. Well, maybe not for the king. You see, Louis XV has been having affairs since before he was married. But when he lays eyes on Pompadour, something about her intrigues him. It's her confidence. She doesn't seem intimidated by his status or power. In fact, she treats him like any other man. Of course, this is all a facade. She's just being polite, but the king doesn't know that. And from that moment on, he becomes obsessed with her. He starts showing up at her house unannounced, demanding her attention. She plays along at first, enjoying the chase. But soon, she grows tired of it. She wants more than just a fling with the king. She wants to be his mistress, his partner, his equal. And she will stop at nothing to make it happen. She begins to plan ahead, studying the king's habits, learning everything about him. Then she makes her move. When the king comes to her house, she greets him at the door, wearing nothing but a nightgown. Louis is stunned. He's never seen anything like it. And in that moment, he forgets all about his mistress. All he can think about is Pompadour. Of course, once the shock wears off, he remembers that he has a kingdom to run, and he tries to leave. But Pompadour won't let him. She follows him everywhere, pining after him, begging him to take her with him. Finally, he gives in and takes her back to the palace. There, she becomes the new mistress, living in a luxurious apartment and having the king's child. But this doesn't bring her the happiness she imagined it would. That's because she's still just a mistress, and the king won't legitimize her child or elevate her status. Pompadour isn't content with this arrangement, and she makes it clear to the king. She wants more power, more prestige, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to get it. That means humiliating his wife, controlling his finances, and even running the kingdom while he throws pink parties. For a while, this works. The king is too infatuated with Pompadour to notice what she's doing. But eventually, he does. He realizes that he's lost control, not just of his life, but of his kingdom. And so he makes a decision. He will get rid of Pompadour once and for all. But she sees this coming, and she's prepared for it. She knows that the king is infatuated with her, but he's also very vain, so she makes a deal with him. She'll give up her position as mistress if he makes her a noblewoman. He agrees, and she becomes Madame de Pompadour, that will go down in history. But while the king keeps his word, he doesn't realize that he's just made a new mistress even more powerful. The noblewoman, Madame de Pompadour, is now part of French nobility. This gives her access to the high levels of power in the kingdom. Wastes no time using it. Becomes the king's closest advisor, attending all of his important meetings and making major decisions about the kingdom's future. She also controls the purse strings, giving her even more power, the king and the kingdom. In fact, she becomes so powerful that some people start calling her the real Queen of France. And that's why, my friends, Madame de Pompadour is one of the most powerful women in history. Thanks for watching.